What's up everybody, Alexandra here, and I'm super excited for today's video because we are going to be finding out, is it a dupe? So we're going to be putting head to head the L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm Foundation versus the KVD Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. Both of these are foundation balms. Both of them claim to have amazing skincare firming ingredients to make your skin all kinds of amazing better, but are they dupes for one another? We are going to find out. I have both of them on my face right now. One on one side, one on the other. Can you tell which side is the L'Oreal? Which side is the KVD? Let me know your thoughts down below. And let's get on into trying them on and putting them head to head against one another. Welcome back, you guys. Now, as I stated in the intro, we are going to be comparing the L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm Foundation to the KVD Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. Both of them have insanely long names, so they have that in common so far, but are they possible dupes for one another? The L'Oreal just recently released, and I saw a lot of people questioning if it was their attempt at a dupe for the KVD. So we're going to go ahead and put them both to the test. Today, we're going to put the L'Oreal on the left side, the KVD on the right, of course, a whole wear test, the whole shebang. First, let's talk about the L'Oreal. So this retails for $11.99. It has 0.63 fluid ounces or 18 grams of product, but it only has 8 shades, you guys. And I feel like in 2022, y'all know what I'm going to say, right? Okay, so let's move on. KVD, this is $38, has 0.35 ounces and 10 grams of product, so 8 grams less than L'Oreal. So this has less, this has more, but this does come in 40 shades. However, I will say with the KVD Good Apple, this is medium 30, which is supposed to have like a peachy, undertone, and I mean, there's nothing peachy about this. So these do lean very yellow from what I've seen. Now, as I said, the L'Oreal just came out. I picked this up in light 20. Very interesting thing here, just an FYI. This is medium 30, this is light 20. So they actually look like they're gonna be a pretty good match for one another. Now, I will tell you, the KVD does match my more like self-tanned self in the summer. So we're probably going to have to bring this down because this is very yellow no matter what time of year it is, but it's definitely going to be a little too dark for me. Now, I was hoping the light 20 would be somewhat of a good match, but it looks like at least both sides of my face are going to match. Right. Okay, so let's put the L'Oreal. We're going to put this on the left side. Now, I'm going to be using the same brush for both of these products, but before you get your panties in a wad, I of course will be cleaning the brush between each use with the It Cosmetics Brush Bath Purifying Brush Cleanser because we don't want to be contaminating, one side to the other. So we are going to start with the L'Oreal here. I will tell you, I have already played with this a little bit. The consistency is very similar to the KVD. I don't have any primer or anything on my face at all. Of course, when I'm testing a foundation, I don't want to put anything on my face. I just have a little bit of moisturizer that I put on this morning. Are you ready? Oh, yeah, that looks very similar to the KVD for sure. Okay. So I will say it does feel a little bit more balmier than the KVD did. It's been a while since I used it because that foundation, I want to say it's like more of a springtime. I guess I probably need to be busting out the self-tanner and busting out the KVD. But what I'm seeing so far is you can still see some of my imperfections underneath some of my freckles and dark spots and things like that, but it's got pretty decent coverage. It feels really nice on the skin, I will say. So I'm going to dab a little bit more up here. And if you're wondering what eyeshadow palette I have on my eyes here, it is the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. I actually bought the collection to review for you guys, as you know, if you caught my new releases of 2022 video. I was very excited for, you know, just a Pat McGrath palette in general. Not so excited, didn't care so much about it being Bridgerton, but did care about it being Pat McGrath and a cheaper, smaller palette. You know what I mean? Because God love her formula. But they sent me a broken palette, you guys. So I just finally got my new, not broken, destroyed palette today. All right, let's take a look at this foundation. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. This definitely is more of a shade match of my summer self, but you know, it's not super bad. We can make it work. We can make it work. Yeah, it's not quite, I don't think, as full coverage, but then again, the KVD, I've shared that out too. So let me go ahead, clean the brush real quick, and then we'll apply the KVD and kind of compare so you guys maybe can see what I'm talking about. But I think it's a pretty close match, you guys. This is going to be interesting. All right, we got our brush clean. I will say, if you guys haven't tried this It Cosmetics brush bath, get it on sale though, but it is very good, especially if you're like a makeup artist or something like that. All right, let's dip into the KVD. Here we go. Are you ready? There's that full coverage, baby. All right. Now, again, just like with the foundation balm, you can definitely sheer it out, which is what I like to do, because this is a very hydrating foundation for sure. So if you're more like combo skin, I would probably stay away from both of these. But if you are dry, I think you might actually really enjoy these. Just again, if you don't want that really thicky, nicky, full coverage effect, definitely just sheer it out, use a brush, or even use a beauty blender. I've really found a brush works best for the KVD. Haven't really had a chance to play around with the L'Oreal nearly as much. But here you go. You can kind of see the difference here. The KVD, surprisingly enough, actually looks a little more natural and a little more matte. And the L'Oreal, as you can see, is a lot glowier. So that is one thing I noticed like right off the bat. The KVD, even after sheared out, it also does have a little bit more coverage. I feel like I can see just I mean, it's just like a pinch, but I can see just a little bit less of my imperfections on this side and a little tiny bit more of them on this side. Now, with that being said, I do have more imperfections on this side than I do that side. So, you know, I mean, it's pretty close, you guys. It's pretty close. Like, I'm trying to like look at freckles here, but yeah. Okay, let me put on the rest of my makeup. I'm not doing too much. I'm just going to put on a little bit of powder from Kosas, a little bit of bronzer, and then finish my bottom lash line and a little blush. And then we'll come back and we'll talk, and then we'll do some check-ins. All right, you guys, I got the rest of my makeup on. As I said, I only use a little tiny bit of the Kosas Cloud Set powder in Breezy. You guys know I normally would have used my Dior Powder No Powder, but that makes every foundation look good. So we're going to give it a fair chance, but I do need to set with just a little bit of powder. Otherwise, my face gets a little glowy in here. Other than that, I just have a little bit of blush on. Of course, use the Pat McGrath Bridgerton palette. And then I have a little tiny bit of bronzer right here. So I'm very interested to see what these two foundations are going to do. I will say, now that I have the rest of my makeup on, I can't really tell a difference from one to the other at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, my makeup did not apply differently from one side to the other. The only thing, and I mean just like maybe a little bit, is I mean, like, I'm a little bit more glowy on this side than on that side, but I do know the KVD Good Apple foundation does give you that glow, and I mean, it's still there. Like, you can still see glow on both sides. So, I don't know. I don't know if I would call this a quote unquote full on dupe, but I mean, it's pretty close, you guys. It's pretty dang close for sure. But we're going to do a wear test. Of course, you guys know the drill. So let's get on into that, and I will check back in with you guys in a couple of hours. So we are about 3.5 hours in, and I wanted to do this check-in with my iPhone and also with some natural lighting. So I've got a window here in front of me, and I wanted you guys to see both foundations in, like I said, natural lighting with the iPhone, because iPhones do get dirty, and they're looking pretty dang good so far. Again, we're only about 3.5 hours in, but not seeing a ton of oils peeking through. Again, I do have dry skin. It is the dead of winter. It's cold as hell here today. So, so far so good. I'm gonna go build some blocks with my son Liam, and then we'll check back in another couple of hours. All right, you guys, back in natural lighting. Again, this is about 6.5, almost 7 hours into wearing this foundation. And as you can see, quite a bit has wore off around my mouth area. It's from wearing a mask. I'm sure you guys can relate. But this is where we are at. And I have to say though, other than that, it's not too shabby. I mean, you know, and I will say, I think the left side looks a little bit better than the right. You do obviously see some of my oils peeking through and things like that, which again, I would have of course powdered and touched up a couple of times. I would say at least one time by this point, but you know, we're doing a wear test here, so we can't do that. But not too bad for nothing at all. All right, so I'm going to let this sit for just another couple hours, and then I will give you guys my final thoughts. All right, my friends, we are nearing the end of my day. So I have officially had these foundations on for 9 hours now. I'm getting ready to wash my face, but I wanted to do one last check-in and give you guys my final thoughts on whether or not I feel the L'Oreal Tinted Balm Foundation was a good dupe or alternative for the KVD Good Apple Perfecting Foundation Balm. Now, as you guys saw in my last check-in, around my mouth area clearly has wore off. I mean, lipstick, lip liner, everything, you know what I'm saying? But I will say I didn't touch up anything today, you guys. You know, normally I would have put a lot more powder on, plus setting spray, plus done touch-ups, but I didn't do any of that today because we were testing a new foundation. So this is just, you know, real life wear and tear, no touch-ups, no nothing. With that being said, I will say I feel like both look pretty dang good. So, I mean, I've eaten a couple of meals, I've kissed my son a bunch, been playing with him, you know, so plus the mask. Again, it's expected, but the rest of the face really does look really pretty good. Now, you can see my oils and stuff are coming through for sure. Again, little touch up. Now, is the L'Oreal a dupe for the KVD? That's really the question here that we are answering. So let me just say, I don't think it's an exact dupe, but I think it's close. It's very, very close. I will say, as you guys saw when I very first applied it, you know, they do apply very similarly, but this did sheer out just a little bit more. This had a little bit more of a balmier consistency than this, which is surprising because I thought this had a really balmy consistency. And also this had a little bit more of a glow to it. Like it made this look like a natural foundation, which is not. So I was like, wow, I actually really like this. And I think I might like using this a little bit more here in the wintertime. So I'm going to use this a little bit more. And of course, you guys know, we'll do like a check-in or something, you know, here in a couple of months. I want to do like a roundup of all the products that I've been trying and testing and that I want to, you know, let you guys know, check back in with you and let you know how it's going. So I definitely want to keep trying this. I feel like it's pretty good. It felt really good going on. I will say this didn't feel as cakey as the KVD or as quite as thick or like suffocating to the skin, if you know what I'm saying. The KVD feels a lot heavier on the skin than the L'Oreal does, even once it's sheared out. You know what I'm saying? Like even now and all day, I can feel just a little more on this side. So do I think they're a dupe? No, I don't. But I do think they are very close if you are interested in the KVD. First off, if you have combo or oily skin, I would stay away from both of these. But if you have dry skin or normal skin and you wanted to try this out but didn't want to spend the price but wanted a very similar consistency and you like that glowy type finish, definitely, I mean, I feel like this would be a very good alternative. I don't like the fact that their shade range just absolutely blows. So there's that issue, but you could save $1 or $2 or 20. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I do think it's a good alternative, not quite a dupe though. So those are my final thoughts on these two foundations. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more videos like this one, please, 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 please make sure you give it a thumbs up because I'm trying and testing some different things out. And basically, depending on where the analytics hit is depending on what we're going to keep doing on this channel and what we're not going to keep doing on this channel. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see more dupes, more comparisons, maybe I'll just do like a whole dupe testing dupes video. Let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. And until next time, you guys, see ya.